Make abundance normal in your business. Hello, YouTube family. Welcome. My name is Jasleen, and I'm a business coach. In this video, I am going to give you 3 hacks to brainwash your brain into thinking you are a fabulously wealthy business person. And it all starts with your mind. So before your bank account changes, before your website explodes, or whatever the case might be, you need to have a different mindset around money. Think about this. In order to be a successful business person, your relationship with money has to be one of ease, love, and normalization. If you were not raised in a childhood where you were not given financial literacy, where you were not given spiritual knowledge about money, where you were not born into riches, this video is going to be gold. Like, this video is literally going to make you so rich that you are going to come back to this video and you'll be like, thank God, Jasleen, because of you, I am earning 10x more than ever. Okay, are you guys ready? I want you to take this video seriously. Okay, take a piece of paper, bring that pen out, and jot down and actually do this. Actually do what I'm telling you, because why are you listening to this video? Okay, if you are not going to experience whatever I'm telling you, there's you're wasting your time listening to this video. So it's important that you integrate it so that you can find out to yourself that am I speaking the truth or not? Because whatever I'm sharing with you, it's philosophy. Okay, the moment you do this for 21 days and then you see if this works or not, then you can say that yes, this is the truth. And I want you, after 21 days, come back to this video and comment down below that, Jasmine, I said what you told me and my business is changing. It's not the same as 21 days before. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm so excited to tell you guys this because this changed my life. Okay, so now point number 1, make abundance your norm. Okay, so I don't know about you, but I grew up in India. Okay, India is a third world country. Now, I was very blessed that I was sent to the best school in India. Okay, it was a school where it was private, it was English speaking school. So I was surrounded by rich kids. Okay, now here's the thing, my dad, God bless him, he sent me to such a great school. Okay, but he was like, I'm going to prioritize education. So things like clothes, shoes, all of that does not matter, and I respect that. He didn't have extra funds to buy us to throw us luxury birthday parties, to gift me a BMW and a driver, to gift me Gucci, Chanel, and all of that. However, the school that I went to, all of these things were normal, and I was a child, right? So I went into this school since kindergarten to grade 12. So I was in the same school for 14 years, almost 14 years. Basically, I grew up in this school, okay? And this school had the richest kids ever. And I remember like going to this birthday party. Okay, she was this rich she was such a great friend of mine, and she threw this birthday party and everyone was invited. And I remember I felt so small in that party because I wasn't wearing designer. Okay, I wasn't wearing designer shoes. Instead, I was wearing my older brother's passed me down clothes. So I was so embarrassed because if you're a teenager and you're a woman, okay, and you're wearing oversized t-shirt, oversized men's t-shirt and pants, and I remember my shoes, I think one of my shoe had like holes in it or whatever, and my mom loved putting oil in my hair. So just imagine how I look now and what I looked back then. Okay, I I was so embarrassed. I felt so ashamed. I felt so small. Basically, I felt poor. I identified myself as somebody who is a poor girl because in that environment, I was the poorest girl. Okay. I didn't have a lot of freedom. I didn't have a lot of money. I didn't have a lot of like funds. And I'm not complaining, but this is just the what my belief system was formed. So I identified myself as a poor girl. I identified myself as somebody who is less than. I identified myself as somebody who's unworthy. Okay. And I identified myself as being a poor girl, and I thought that, oh, these are rich girls, and I'm not equal. Like I felt inferior to them. Okay. Now all of this happened in my childhood, and when I first opened my business, I noticed that a year ago, I noticed that my relationship with money and business owner, I was operating my business from the identity of a poor person. And that energy itself is just not attractive. It's just not the best energy because when you are experiencing the state of mind, because remember poverty is a state of mind, right? So the frequency that I was remitting was shame, unworthiness, not enough, not an expert. So if I'm somebody's therapist, I gotta have that energy. Yes, I can be your therapist, I can heal you. Not I can heal you, but I can help you, right? So I knew I was such a great therapist, but when it came to like asking money for my services, the relationship with money was something that was not something that I was really great at, even though, you know, I was a I was an accountant, even though I'm a life coach, I'm a therapist, all of these three things, which makes me an incredibly high achieving woman. I still, when I opened my business, I still felt small. I still felt inferior. I still felt like, who the hell am I to open a business? And why would people pay me money for my services? Okay. And all of this is came around because I was comfortable being poor. Let me in my mind. I was comfortable being poor in my mind because that was the norm from my childhood, right? So between ages 1 to 7, whatever you see around your um, environment, that gets downloaded in your brain. Okay, so if poverty was downloaded in your brain, it is your duty to become a sovereign being and realize that you were born abundant. Okay, you were born rich. You are fully capable of being rich, being wealthy, being resourceful. You have everything inside of you. Okay, it's energy. So I want you to get out of poverty state of mind. Okay. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your business. It's just not good for anything because when you also have a poverty state of mind, your health is also poor. It's just so interconnected because our emotions affect our nervous system. So if the emotion of poverty is sadness, shame, guilt, unworthiness, all of that is affecting your digestive system, giving you gut issues, making you sick with lack, so it's not good for your health, it's not good for your relationship, it's not good for your business also. So it's multi-dimensional. The benefit of fixing this poverty mindset, it's multidimensional. So be comfortable around rich people. Okay, this is what you're going to do. You are going to put yourself in environments where there are already wealthy people. So I remember I went to dinner with this fabulous woman. Okay, she's a excuse me, she's the owner of a brokerage. Okay, and she has a whole team under her. And when she introduced herself to me, I felt so small. I felt so unworthy to be in her presence. I felt I wanted to like shrink myself. I actually just froze because, she had a brokerage, and her brokerage was all about financial literacy, financial products, like talking about money, right? And she had this whole like rich girl aura around her. She was covered in designer. So I literally, took back my brain took me back to my childhood where, around rich people, I would feel very small. So I purposefully networked with this great woman because I wanted to normalize abundance. Okay. I wanted to normalize luxury designer brands around me and not feeling unworthy, because worth is something innate. Just because somebody's a designer does not mean that I have to play small, that I have to shrink myself, I have to be ashamed of what I am wearing. Okay, it's all in my head. So I really had to change my mind around rich people. Now this is my story. Okay, when you hang out with rich people, you might get flashbacks from your childhood, which is unique to you. Okay, so I want you to put yourself in around wealthy people. So for example, let's say you go to a luxury store and there is a very luxury store in your area and you go there. Okay, allow yourself. Now when you go to a luxury store, okay, they will give you chocolates, they will give you water, they will ask coffee, tea, like they'll take care of you. Like I think I went Stefan something, it's like a men's brand, and I went into there and I was like, yeah, I want to buy a tie for my dad. Okay, and then they treated me like a princess, and I allowed myself to receive all of that, and it was very uncomfortable. Okay, I felt guilty that I'm not going to buy anything from the store, I'm just here to be around wealth, and I'm feeling so small. Another thing, crazy thing I did was I went to, so Bentley is my dream car. Okay, so I went to Bentley, and and then I was like so scared, but I'm so proud of myself that I did that in both these situations, because my old identity, like the identity of a poor girl, was just like crumbling. I was just like shaking. I was so uncomfortable, and I just kept going on these adventures where unnecessarily I'm not buying anything, but I'm putting myself in environments covered with wealth. So in your area, I don't know wherever you are on this planet, I'm sure there is abundance around you. Okay, I am sure there's a luxury store, I'm sure there's a golf course. Okay, I'm sure that you have an account with your bank. I'm sure you can go to open houses. Okay, and don't go to open houses of an apartment. Okay, go to an open house of a bigger house, or like like a mansion or whatever. Okay, go to the lobby of a very expensive hotel. You don't have to stay, you can just be in the lobby for 15-20 minutes, just to like be in that environment, so that you're normalizing abundance. Okay, and then after you come back from putting yourself into being comfortable around rich people, and you can also network. Okay, so like there can be meetup groups around wealth management knowledge and whatever. Be in those rooms and just grasp the knowledge. Okay, and come back and ask yourself this question: how did I feel around rich people? And you guys must be thinking that, oh my god, this activity is so, how is this activity is such a time waste, it's not going to help my business. But exposure therapy is the best therapy. Expose yourself. Okay, have that feelings of poverty just come out. It's just purely emotion, it's nothing more. Okay, you can absolutely alchemize those emotions into unconditional love. Okay. Point two, be big. Okay. Literally, when you go into that room where everybody's a millionaire, I don't care what you're wearing. I don't care how much money is in your bank account. You walk in there as your future self, okay? You walk in there as richest person on the planet. They, you have to play a character, okay? Listen to me. Every great actor, okay, in history, they all feel into the character even before they start shooting for the movie. Okay, so imagine there is a reality where you are super wealthy. Okay, you have that house, you have that car, you're traveling, whatever you desire, whatever your idea of wealth is. Okay, you walk in there as that version of you. You pretend that you are not going to this meeting to do something, but you're going to own the room. You're going to walk in there as in you are the most resourceful person ever, and you are sovereign, and you are just emitting pure, unconditional love. Okay. Do not for 1 second go into your head and be like, oh, nobody's going to talk to me. No. You are there as the most successful person on this planet, and you are just your presence is helping other people be abundant. So you are actually asking them questions. Okay. You're going to ask them what inspired, you're going to ask them what's their name, what are they most excited about, um, how are they actually feeling, and what inspired them to be excited about their next project. Learn from them. They love people. Okay, we human beings, we love talking about ourselves. Okay, so ask great questions. Do not be in your head and be like, oh my god, I don't know what to talk about. I just literally gave you what to talk about. Okay, so be big. Stop feeling ashamed of yourself. Okay, stop it. Like, what are you ashamed of? What are you ashamed of? Okay, are you poor? Why? It's not your fault. This knowledge was not given to you. Nobody told you that, wow, whatever you visualize and act and think and feel, you can manifest in your life. Nobody told you that. So how could you be rich? Okay. And you were not born into rich. I'm guessing if you're watching this movie, I know you were not born into riches. So how is it your fault? Why are you ashamed? You are owning that you lack the knowledge and the experience to manifest abundance in your life. And now you are taking the steps to change your situation. You have nothing to be ashamed about. What do you have to lose? Great thing about being at the bottom is you have nothing to lose. The only way forward is up, literally. So be excited with that. Okay. Point three, be cocky in your business. Okay. Whatever you're selling, whatever the type of business you have. When I first started, I was like, oh yeah, I just have a small private practice. I just give therapy to people. Like, I just have a small business. Zoo, zoo, zoo. This is how I would introduce myself. And you know what I found out in these networking events? People, business owners, earning less money than me. Do you know how they introduced themselves to me? Hi, I am the owner of XYZ. I have the fastest growing business in Canada. And I was just like, with the way they introduced themselves, I was like, oh my God, this person is so cool. And then later on, so and so, I found like, oh my God, no, it's actually not the truth. But you see, in his mind, his business is the fastest growing business in Canada. And I respect that. It takes guts to be like that. With men, it's just so natural to be confident, to be cocky, to believe in themselves. But with women, we are not wired to be cocky. Okay, we are raised to be good girls. We are raised to be humble, like act small. Okay, don't make anybody uncomfortable. No. Okay, I want you to be your biggest testimonial, be your biggest fan, because if you are not your biggest fan, who is going to be initially? Who is going to be if you are not your biggest fan? If you are not obsessed with what you're selling, who is going to be obsessed about it? I know I'm the best business coach for the souls that are ready to change their lives, and I know I can hold the container for them. So my soul and their soul are connected. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best business coach for everyone on this planet, no. But for my soul aligned clients, I know I am an energetic match. I can hold them when they are transforming themselves. And I know that deep down, God wouldn't have put that desire in my heart if I was actually capable of doing it. So whatever desire you have, whether you want to be an influencer, whether you want to grow your business, whether you want to have 50,000 months, whether you want to sell more stuff the next month, next year, whatever the thing is, okay? First, you have to decide that there's absolutely no way in hell that you cannot get it. Okay, cut out all options and just go all in. Okay, brag about yourself, brag about what you offer. It takes guts to sell something. Let me repeat myself. It takes guts to sell something. Okay, now selling is sovereign. Okay, you are not out there telling lies about yourself. Okay, for example, if I was never an accountant, never a therapist, never a coach, I wouldn't tell that I am. I'm telling the truth. Okay, but I also have the right to either say that, hello everyone, I am a business coach. Okay, this is my first, like, hello everyone, hello, I'm a business coach. And then there's another introduction I can do where you're like, hello everyone, my name is Jasleen and I'm a business coach. Now, the first voice is like, I don't even believe in myself, you know? But with the second, I have passion. I'm excited because I know what the human mind, what God is capable. And I know when this right knowledge is given to people who are ready to transform their life, their lives are going to change, right? So I know the impact that I'm meant to create, and that is exciting to me. And that's why with that service, with that sovereignty, I introduce myself. Okay. Now, I also know a lot of people who introduce themselves as, hi, I'm so and so, I'm the number one expert in blah, 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 blah. And it's amazing to me because nobody can argue with that. People can be like, oh, you are not the number one expert, but would anybody argue? People can argue, but if they're introducing themselves, they get to claim that because they have claimed that energetically. And this is what I'm telling you. Like, when you sit down and really fall in love with either your product or service, and you start telling as many people about it, okay, you are going to understand that there are some blocks that come up. Okay, I remember the first time I told somebody I was a coach, my face turned red. I was so embarrassed to be a coach because um, I had this belief by somebody that somebody was like mocking a coach, okay? And I respected that person. So I was like, oh well, this person who has a PhD was mocking a coach, and if I become a coach, I'm also going to be mocked at. But I didn't realize that if this problem was not solved, if people couldn't nail marketing, selling, and they knew that their business was meant for more, and if I could support them in transforming their business, I knew that calling myself a business coach, I will gladly be embarrassed if that was the outcome, right? But that was my limiting belief. So you have to alchemize your limiting belief, okay? It's very important to fall in love with you. It's very important to understand that you are worthy, okay? Do not be ashamed, okay? Whatever project you're working on, whatever business idea you have, if you had it in your heart, okay, it was supposed to happen. It was supposed to happen. So have a great relationship with money. Do not think that you are not enough. Do not think you're not worthy. Do not think you lack knowledge or experience. Wherever you are at right now, you are perfect to sell that thing. Let me repeat that. Wherever you are, okay, you are perfect to sell that product or service. Okay? Brag about yourself. Like like I look at businesses all around me. Like, for example, if there was no business of makeup, I would be so sad. Okay? If I couldn't hire my coaches, I would be, if my coaches didn't have the audacity to clear their limiting beliefs and put themselves out there on social media, I wouldn't have found them and my life wouldn't be changed. I wouldn't not have invested in myself because I, when you start a business, you need support. Okay, it's incredibly lonely to open a business, and when you have a coach, you allow yourself support because you know that it's okay to receive help. You're worthy of receiving support. You are in the identity of a high value business owner. And that's quite honorable. Okay. So if my coach never opened her business, if she never put herself out there, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So I'm so grateful that she opened a business. So your future customers. So my last point is go big or go home. You have to be confident in what you are selling as a business owner. And if you don't see the value, if you do not see that your product and service is unique because of you, does not matter what your background is, does not matter what currently your situation is, nobody else is going to believe in it. All of, like, I see all of these great influencers on the internet, and even these great comedians, okay, they first, before they became successful, they had this character in their mind that was already successful in whatever they were playing out, and they would just tune in into this character, and with that character, the beliefs, the confidence, everything was downloaded when they turned on that character. A lot of people also use like an alter ego to um, sort of gaslight themselves into the reality they want. So I want you to be comfortable around money. I want you to be comfortable around rich people. I want you to be confident in what you are selling. And I want you to introduce yourself and even practice introducing yourself to strangers. Just go at a Starbucks and introduce yourself with everyone so that you are okay being seen as somebody who is who's having a divine business. Okay, for those of you who are called to seek more support, if you're in your heart you have a desire to have support in your business, I have a great opportunity for you. I'm accepting few clients for my business coaching one-on-one container. It's a 3-month container where you'll have me weekly on a Zoom call for 1 hour so that I can guide you on whatever blocks come up in your business so that you can be successful, you can be unlimited, and you can be happy wherever you are in your business. I will post the discovery link, which is a free 15-minute discovery call, in the description below so that you can select the time and meet with me and let's chat and see if we are in alignment or not. I would love to support you. I would love to be your business coach. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. You're successful, you are worthy, you're valuable, you are loved, you are divine. You can do anything you want and you get to be rich, literally. I love you and I'll see you in the next one.